Coach, your boys are kind of developing a flair for the dramatic. That's the 8th time we've been to overtime this month. Another exciting.
Yeah, it's I really liked our resilience tonight. Obviously we got off to a little bit of a slow start. I thought Lehigh came at us pretty good, and I'm not quite sure if we weren't anticipating that or just because they had lost the last 2 games by 5-1 scores and in last place that we felt it might be an easier game, but we certainly prepared them for a battle because there's so much parity in the league. But obviously Sogart was the difference in the first period, and I thought we regained our composure and our legs there at 2-0, and then for me we were the better team the rest of the way, and it was just a matter of getting enough goals to win the hockey game.
And you get just enough with the shootout win. Parker Kelly and Jake Lucchini both chip in. It's nice to see them get on the score sheet, those kind of depth guys. Well, Lucchini's not a depth guy, I guess, but been on a little bit of a slide.
Yeah, absolutely. And I thought Lucchini was good from start to finish, one of our better forwards tonight. I thought Kells had a very good weekend, and it was nice to see him get rewarded with a rebound goal there, go in the net, stopping in front, doing the right things. When you play with detail, usually good things happen. And I liked his line last night, and I thought Shawzy's line with Kells and Reinhardt followed up with another strong game tonight. So it was good to see him rewarded, and I thought Lucchini was one of our best forwards last night. There were some guys last night that we weren't quite happy with, but Lucchini was not one of them. I thought he had a strong game. Didn't get on the score sheet, and tonight I believe he had a goal and assist, so good for him. And I thought he was a difference maker out there for us.
Another tight game, another goaltending duel. Is that just kind of with the way the standings are, that these games are just getting tighter and tighter? Yeah,
this time of year, and I've talked to the guys specifically about this time of year, teams tend to play much stronger defensively. Their systems are in place. You're getting to the point where it's 6 months into the season. Teams are fighting for positioning, and quite frankly, when it's a tie game with 10 minutes left in the third period, you really are in overtime because it's very difficult if you get scored on to get that tying goal. So we wanted to set up a mentality today that if the game was tied with 10 minutes left, we got to do the right things, get above the puck, make sure the puck goes 200 feet, good changes, all the intangibles that we like to talk about to make sure that, if we're not getting the winning goal, that final 10, we're certainly getting that game to overtime or a shootout. And I thought we did that tonight because we certainly carried the play the last 10 minutes. Obviously didn't get the winning goal, but we at least had a point going into the overtime.
You've won 2 overtime or extra time games where you've killed a penalty in overtime. What does that kind of say about the resolve of your team and the work Ben Sexton's doing?
Yeah, absolutely. And Ben Sexton, very passionate coach and very detailed. And our penalty kill is 4th in the league going into tonight's game for a reason. And we've also got the personnel. If you look at the makeup of our lineup overall and the guys that we throw out there for the penalty kill, it should be the makings of a good penalty killing unit if you get the good goaltending and you got structure. So when you got a good structure in place, you got the components of a good set of forwards and D to go out there, and your goaltending makes the saves when there is breakdowns. Ultimately your PK should be top 5 in the league. So it's been one of our strengths this season, and it showed in overtime again. I think they had one chance, and it was really as the 2 minutes was expiring.
Matt Sogaard's a guy that can go on streaks. You saw it last year. Do you feel like he's really come into his game right now?
Yeah, he's certainly been dialed in this week. 3 great performances, and our goalie whisperer there, Justin Peters, does a fantastic job with them. And they talked a lot about his last back-to-back games in Manitoba. He was very good on the Friday where we had won, and much like the team, he wasn't great the Saturday. And they had a lot of discussions on how to prepare for a back-to-back and things of that nature. And so he rebounded and ultimately learned from that experience in Winnipeg on how to prepare for this, because ultimately we need to make playoffs, and he's going to be the go-to guy. So there was no question with us really wanting to win the game tonight and ultimately needing the 2 points tonight that he was playing.
And last, I guess you've finally got more than a day or two in between games. How do you kind of utilize this week ahead of the 3-3 on the East Coast this weekend?
Yeah, I think it's good for a little bit of a break. We've played a lot of hockey lately. we're getting into April now. That's the end of March for us. I think we finished 7-3-3. So pretty solid month for us with those 3 overtime losses and 7 wins. So we're going to decompress here for a couple days. Give the guys Monday in terms of a day where if they want to skate, the ice is going to be there. And with the injured guys and some young kids filtering in, like the McAvoy kid from Colgate, and we'll have guys join us. But then we'll really get back to work Tuesday for 2 good practices and get on the road for 4, which will be a tough road trip. But it's going to be an exciting time in April, and hopefully by the 30th we're standing there in one of the 5 spots.